Hey guys, Mikey here with TactiCalifornia. Thank you so much for tuning in. And today we are announcing that the Office of Administrative Law has passed the Department of Justice regulations for assault weapons. Let's find out what this means coming up next. Alright guys, please, if you like this kind of content, California gun laws, we're going to try to keep you guys up to date on all this kind of stuff, gear reviews, gun reviews, we got all that stuff down the pipeline. If you like this kind of content, please go ahead and subscribe. It means a ton to us. We definitely appreciate it. Thanks so much for watching. To back up here a little bit, the Department of Justice submitted regulations on how they wanted us to register our evil assault weapon AR-15s that were equipped with bullet button devices. And basically when those regulations came out, most of us thought this is absolutely absurd. There's no possible way that these things are going to pass. What were some of those crazy things? Well, taking pictures of both sides of the gun, both nose to tail, and taking close-up pictures of serialized areas. The bullet button has to stay on. You can't remove the bullet button. It's a different type of assault weapon. All sorts of ludicrous stuff. So they submitted that to the Office of Administrative Law, or what we're going to call the OAL, and that got withdrawn. Now, what most people speculate, myself included, is that the Office of Administrative Law, or OAL, told the DOJ ahead of time, hey, we're going to deny these regulations. They're preposterous. There's no way that this isn't violating, there's some rules they have to follow, including not making new law simply by enforcing laws that had passed. So keeping the bullet button on, making different classifications of assault weapons, that's adding law. In my opinion, in a lot of people's interpretation, that's adding law to the law already. That wasn't written in that way. It shouldn't be done that way. Again, this just looks like speculation, but what it looks like is that the OAL told the DOJ ahead of time, hey, we're not going to pass this stuff, so go ahead and withdraw your regulations. So that's what happened the first time. DOJ submitted regulations. It got really close to the due date where the OAL would have had to either approve or deny, and the DOJ removed or withdrew their proposed regulations on how to do this stuff. Now, a lot of us thought that we were going to see a bunch of changes before the next submission of the proposed regulations, but much to my surprise and probably all of your surprise, the second divvying up of those regulations or proposed regulations were exactly the same. Not much had changed. They kind of rearranged some paragraphs, but other than that, it really was identical. That time, the Office of Administrative Law denied the request. I did a video about that, but basically, long story short, yeah, the Office of Administrative Law said, no, your proposed regulations are not proper, they can't work, it's not legal, whatever the case, we are going to deny those regulations. So what does the Department of Justice do? Well, it's simple. They proposed the exact same regulations, this time with a minor clerical tweak on some dates of when some due dates and when they need to have stuff up and running. I believe that's really the only changes I could see was some dates. Other than that, nothing changed in these regulations. And yet what looks like a mobster payoff, if you ask me, so randomly, the Office of Administrative Law just happens to pass those regulations that the DOJ submitted. So now, Californians, hear me. If you own a bullet button or radlock equipped assault weapon, according to the state of California, you now have your magical regulations you need to comply with in order to register that sucker before the due date, which is going to be mid-2018. Now, if you're detecting a little bit of anger in my voice, you would be correct. I am very upset about this. I honestly think, and this is, again, pure conjecture and speculation, it looks like someone got paid. That's exactly what it looks like to me. The Department of Justice submits regulations? No. They submit regulations? No. They submit regulations and maybe some money. Oh, yeah, sure, no problem. Here, we'll approve them for you. It's absolutely mind-boggling that these ever would have been passed. What does this mean? It means if you have a bullet button equipped weapon, now we know exactly what we need to do to register them should you want to comply with this law. Some of the compliance issues you're going to be running into are keeping your bullet button device on the weapon. It does not leave the gun at any point in time. You're going to need to take pictures both the left and the right side of the gun, both tail to nose. Also, close-up areas of any stamping, roll marks, serial numbers, makes, manufacturers, and the like. And this raises a lot of questions. Can I change the color of my grip? If the picture had a FDE grip on it and I want to change it to a black one, am I violating some weird assault weapon registry that I submitted that it was FDE and now it's black? This is just opening up a huge box of worms. As of right now, there is no more information that we have at this time. Now, of course, you have options. You can choose to keep your gun as a bullet button equipped weapon, which is a super slow way of of reloading anyway, or you can ditch the bullet button, put some other sort of devices on there, and get around the tyrannical absurdity that is the Department of Justice's proposed regulations that now have passed. Easy way to do this is to go featureless with your rifle. You can also check out Franklin Armory. They have a pretty cool DFM magazine kit, which also helps you have a fixed magazine, so you don't have to worry about having a bullet button or anything like that. Also, Cross Armory, in my opinion, has the lead. I hadn't seen it until just recently, personally in my hands. It's honestly faster to reload with a Cross Armory kit than it is to reload with a bullet button. I don't see why you wouldn't just use that device or a similar device or go featureless, which will be able to change magazines a lot faster anyway. All in all, the California Department of Justice, in my opinion, is completely out of line. These need to be challenged in court. This needs to be fought at the very front. We need to make our voice heard. Please support the Firearms Policy Coalition, support the NRA, support the CRPA. Make our voice as California gun owners heard. Let them know this isn't okay. We're not going to tolerate this. We're not going to play by their rules. They want us to register bullet button equipped rifles. We're going to go featureless. We're going to put other stuff on there. We're going to do whatever it takes so they don't get our money, so they don't get our freedom, and so that they don't get our votes in the future. If you want a full, comprehensive understanding of what exactly you're going to need to do, should you want to comply, should you want to register your bullet button equipped rifles, I will have a video out shortly. Please hang in there. We're going to do a very in-depth, very simple, this is how you need to do it to register your firearms, so definitely stay tuned for that video. If you like this video, please click like down below. Subscribe to the channel for more content like this. Also check us out on patreon.com if you want to help us financially. It's a great way to do so. You can pledge as little as 50 cents, $1 a video. It definitely goes a long way because YouTube has demonetized some of our content, and that definitely helps the channel keep on trucking. Check us out on Facebook at facebook.com/TactiCalifornia, and check us out on Instagram at TactiCalifornia_. I'm Micah with TactiCalifornia. Thanks for watching.